After getting our first win streak of the season, following a massive roster change just 2 weeks ago, we have started to see a positive trend here in the Washington Commanders replacement squad series. Does that mean any of the new guys end up becoming a staple of the team moving forward? Only time will tell, with a big challenge today against the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-2 atop of our NFC East as we sit at the bottom. We're not too far off the Eagles. A win for us and a loss for them today could mean we no longer sit at that bottom. So let's see if we can extend our win streak against a very tough foe. And let's get this road battle underway as Johnson boots us off. Looks like this will be out of the back of the end zone. Pollard not going to have an immediate effect on this game as the cameraman got a little drunk there. But this defense coming off of a honestly really good performance against the Dolphins, trying to match up against the speed of that offense where they really had guys all over the board who could run extremely fast, and we give up a pretty big pass play one. That was Prescott finding Kendrick Bourne, who does have, a fair bit of speed. I wouldn't say that of the likes of Hill and Waddle, as they do still have Dalton Schultz in this universe. Unfortunately, things didn't quite pan out for him in the real life offseason that we're currently going through, which I really felt like it was going to. As Zeke finds some space here, will be brought down by Johnson, the free safety, inside the 35. And I was considering moving Trill Williams, who's the bottom cornerback on our roster. He was a starter for us last year. He has really good zone coverage, but doesn't necessarily have the awareness, play recognition, and tackling for a starting safety. But considered moving him there because he does have really good zone coverage at an 80. But man, down at 69, he just seems like he would fit best at free. But with us having Johnson, who's the same age as Trill Williams, and already I think a 71, maybe 72 overall, just didn't quite make sense to make that change, but potentially that's something we could look to do in the future as we give up a touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott delivering a beautiful ball with pressure bearing down on him. Well, we'll know what our offense has to do, and that's immediately answer back. We've seen this offense work its best when we've had a steady rushing attack. Last week, Borghi averaged 7.6 yards a rush, only had 10 rushes. But just in total, him as well as the other running backs having that ability, as it will be a tackle for a loss here. Parsons on the edge. But as I was trying to say, just having that ability to have a steady run game really helps out. However, Borghi was not the player of the week last week as we get that one off barely. But you can very much tell the difference between Dak Prescott and Jack Cohn there. That ball comes up well short and is intercepted. Was intended for Justin Ross, who was at the line to gain on a deep in. He was also our offensive player of the week last week, and you can find all that out if you follow over on Instagram, always linked down below. You also have a chance to vote for who the offensive and defensive player of the week are, and I make like a football card essentially for them each after every game. Wow, stumbling around here, as well as our defense. So if you follow over on Instagram, you could see those cards when they come out. Justin Ross after his amazing run blocking, as well as some big plays, as well as Carter comes in for the sack. Finally, defense makes a play. Will force a field goal after the turnover. But with the blocking that Justin Ross had last week, as well as a lot of the receivers, he did end up getting the offensive player of the week, Shaka Toney, on defense almost all the time with the amount of sacks he gets. But we'll also have some other cards to give out during each week, like Danny Johnson, the cornerback last week, got play of the game with his game-sealing interception. So, actually, I don't think it was game-sealing. I think it just gave us the opportunity to take the game late. There's also Justin Ross who helped us do that as well as we try to roll out here, avoid yet another sack throwing the ball away. And on 3rd and 3, we'll stay spread wide here just to have the least amount of people in the box as possible. We'll hand this one off down the middle. Borgie has some space to rumble inside the 40. But as mentioned, gonna definitely use a heavy rotation at that running back spot. Turbin will check in here for the I formation. Down the middle he goes. Solid gain of 6. And in doing this, should also help out Cone, who's had a high level of fatigue, to say the least, the last couple weeks, as we're going to loft this one up for Campbell, who can't grab it in one-on-one. So on 3rd and 4, we'll bring out Huntley in his shotgun formation. Isaiah Oliver, I think it's Isaiah Oliver is his first name, but our number 2 tight end is out this week after he dislocated his wrist in practice, and I told Huntley to hand that one off, but apparently he didn't want to. So 4th and 6, closer to midfield. It's not really like a loss hurts us in any way, shape, or form. Again, already one of the lower win teams this year, as we're going to have Fehoko, who breaks open at the perfect time. The pressure was starting to get through the line, and Cone had a savior come in just in the nick of time. Give us a first down here as we try to find some space. Nice cut there by Borgie. We'll get 4. I also want to say Simi Fehoko had his first touchdown with us last week in the Dolphins game. I think it was also his first catch. So it'll be great to see him come out here a little bit more often, a little bit more regularly. Also need to try to find Justin Ross a little bit more regularly as we head on into the second quarter here, down 10-0, but we're looking better. And I guess speaking of 10-0, because it's more of a soccer term, did you guys watch the first FIFA episode on this channel last week? Our first non-Madden game that we brought to the channel, as that one was definitely not a good throw by Cone. But our fullback makes the best of it. Bodden adjusts correctly and makes it 4th and inches, so you know we're going for it. But yeah, started my career over on FIFA 23. So if you guys missed it, definitely go check it out, as Turbin, with a bunch of running room, bounces off of one defender, giving us the first down inside the red zone. And following the first down, we'll come out empty here. We got 4, trying to set up this screen pass to Stoner, who just didn't quite have enough blocking on the outside. Really good play, though, by Mullen. And on 2nd and 10 here, looking at Alton Campbell towards that front pylon. However, the outside corner drops. Cone trying to roll around, will throw it out late, still take another hit. So on 3rd and 10 here, we're pretty much 4-down territory. We've done that almost entirely this drive. We're going to send over the new backup tight end in right. Hand this one off down the middle. Hales not finding a whole lot of space. So on 4th and 8, we come out to go for it yet again. Campbell doesn't look like he's going to get very good leverage. Do we get anyone to the outside? No, and a late flag comes in. Is that going to be on the defense? Siblancer? No. I was hoping that was going to be roughing the passer. Instead, holding on us will be a simple turnover on downs as Shakatoni, right around the edge, untouched, was headed for Dak, no matter if he handed that ball off or not. He's definitely come up big the last couple episodes. I want to say there was about a 2-sack game and a 3-sack game, so if he could continue doing things like that as he's in the backfield again, won't actually be a tackle for a loss. Zeke ends up squeaking about half a yard out of it. But it does set up a 4th and long here. So spread out the defensive line. We just need to not give up a first down to Dalton Schultz, who's headed down the sideline here, and it won't let me dive. Okay, well, we maybe could have saved some yardage on that play if I was able to use the X button. Instead, Dalton Schultz gets them almost to the red zone in one play when they were back in the other red zone. Will be a run here. Zeke with some pretty decent blocking, but a nice play there made by Cashman. He was one of the few linebackers that have started this season who's still starting after the massive roster change in week 8, I believe, as they try to set up the screen pass here. Cashman with another play, taking out Zeke's legs. Now, can we do any better on this 3rd down? We know it's going to be a pass. Tell him it's going to be a pass and just cover our guys. We might be all right. As they're going to go Schultz way again, and he's close and does get another first down on a 3rd and long. So it seems even the changes we have made tight ends are still giving us a lot of trouble. As they hand the ball off to Zeke here, good tackle again in the middle by Cashman. Now coming out in a heavy tight end look, they're going to motion over one of them to that left-hand side. Let's try to slide the D-line that way as well, as they run to the weak side, and we had no one there. The Cowboys will take a 17-0 lead. Well, the win streak is in jeopardy right now. We have about 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes before halftime here, and we need something on the board. And Simi Fehoko saved an interception. Great catch. Not a very smart throw there by Cone, but he's been under pressure almost immediately throughout the day, and a great inside rush, not even inside rush, but inside shed by Davenport. Almost an immediate tackle after the start of a play. Well, 2nd and 13. Can we find someone open here across the middle? That's going to be Manny Fox, who we haven't seen a whole lot since kind of shaking up our offensive scheme. Hopefully, as this season goes on, we get a little bit more comfortable in our new offense, we can find him a little bit more. But that one overthrown for Manny Fox. Just not a great throw there by Cone. Mullen will get the pick. And that time, it really didn't have anything to do with the decision making. It was one-on-one. Half the time, you're going to win those, at least statistically speaking, as yet again another perfect throw from Dak under pressure. But Cone, as he's been under pressure a lot the last few weeks, we've noticed his accuracy really go out the window, as another completion again for Dak while taking a hit will still be a loss of yardage on the halfback screen. Tell the Cowboys not happy enough with their 17-0 lead. With about 30 seconds left before half, they're trying to tack on some more points as Shaka Toney will get around the edge. Another hit laid in on Dak as CeeDee Lamb has some space with some beautiful blocking downfield. And it'll be 24-0 as we head into half. Or at least that'll be the case if we can't make something happen here. Huntley's going to check in as Cone clearly is struggling right now. A great grab across the middle there by Stoner sliding down. We'll call our first timeout. Still have 16 seconds on the board. We're just going to continue to just send our guys deep, and hopefully someone will make a play. One-on-one, Justin Ross towards the sideline. Close, but not quite close enough. If we could at least get a field goal to some amount of points on the board, you know, that would be worth something. As we fake the screen pass here. Nice job by the linebacker knocking that one away. Was it open in the first place? Probably not, but Huntley is going to try to get it where he can. Pass rush is moving in. Can we throw this one late? Manny Fox at the sideline gets the grab. We'll call one more timeout. 1 second left. Do we trust the kicker? It would end up being about a 50-plus yarder. I don't think we could hit that, so we'll come out, one more passing attempt. Try to get some points here before halftime. We'll toss it up. Justin Ross overthrown. So it will be 24-0 as we head into half. And how bad does the stat board look? Already 200-plus passing yards, 42 rushing yards, 2 turnovers, all for the Cowboys. It's looking bad as we look around the league here. The Vikings taking on the Browns in a closer matchup, a high-scoring matchup, 21-14 before half. So we look on to the second one. How is that game looking? Up in the Pacific Northwest, 49ers come visit the Seahawks, and they're up 21-10. Do also want to note the Seahawks are 7-2 on the season. So that is really a fantastic bounce back from last year for them in this series. And for the last game, 21-21, a lot of points here with the Raiders 7-1 on the year as they have a new quarterback. And as we jump back into this game, there will also be a new quarterback. Come to find out, Cone has been nursing a shoulder injury the past few weeks, and they've decided his day is done. So for the remainder of this game, we'll probably see a mix of both Huntley and the veteran in Matt Ryan. Just kind of play the hot hand when we can. Huntley's going to have some space out here. Can he get a nice juke in on Diggs? No. But he does get us up to the 40. And immediately following, Huntley heads to the sideline as we do bring out Matt Ryan. We'll hand this one off to Borghi, who will get 2. We'll say this Cowboys run-stop game has been just that. stopping the run. So let's go with a little bit of a play action off of it. See if we can find something open here. How about Alton Campbell with a nice block from Simi Fehoko. Heads down the sideline, forced out at the 23. You know, I will say I would hate to see where this team would be at right now if it weren't for the blocking downfield that we've seen. Justin Ross got the defender beat, but a flag comes out extremely late. Honestly, not even sure what this could be. A late block in the back by Justin Ross, who we threw the ball to. I'm honestly not even sure how that's possible, but it's what they called, so nothing we could do about it. 1st and 20 here. Let's set up the wide receiver screen. Again, great tackle in open field there by Diggs. Will leave us with a 2nd and long here at the 28. We're still in striking range. If we could just have Fox's route be a little bit deeper towards that first pylon, maybe we'll find something there, as that's where we go here. And great defense by Manny Fox. So on 3rd and long, let's just try to get something here. And by something, I mean get some yardage. Make things a little bit more manageable on 4th down, perhaps. We had a cutback lane there, but Parsons, great pursuit. And of course we're going for it because, I mean, why not at this point? See if Fox can get around the edge. See if we could have something here. How about a comeback? Not really a comeback, but Justin Ross couldn't really hold on to it. Will be another turnover on downs. Well, we're getting the offense moving. There's at least the silver lining. The bad part is we're still down 24-0, about halfway-ish through the 3rd quarter, and we can't get a tackle in the backfield on Zeke, despite us having a guy in the backfield. You can just tell there's still a clear difference in the talent that both teams have. Obviously, the Cowboys have some really good guys. Just in the middle, they have 4 superstars as they're going towards the sideline here with a wide open receiver. Big game. Down to the 27. Is that Kendrick Bourne? Yep, Kendrick Bourne. 3 catches, 70 yards on the day. So far, I think the only highlights I can think of are 1 or 2 Shakatoni sacks. So at least we have those as he gets around the edge once again and will find Dak Prescott for actually his 2nd time. So apparently it was just 1 before. He did have the tackle for a loss with Zeke. However, following the sacks by Shakatoni, we've given up a lot of yards. With 2nd and 16, we'll have to try to protect as they will go for Kendrick Bourne yet again. We'll get him 3. Also, on top of that, Dak Prescott has only had 1 incomplete pass today. He's 11 of 12. So if we could do a better job there as they're setting up another screen pass. We have some guys over there, but Zeke will get close. Final tackle there saves us. So it will be yet again another field goal attempt here for the Cowboys to make it 27-0, as if it's not already bad enough. Well, I will say it's going to be difficult to focus on a running game when we need 4 touchdowns just about immediately. We're going to go Manny Fox underneath. Trayvon Diggs drops off and knocks it free. Just facing a really solid team here in the Cowboys. I mean, they have guys at every level who are making plays. Borgie trying to find some room. He's been pretty much the highlight of our offense. And he's doing it on just about 3.3 yards a carry. So that doesn't tell you the state of the offense. I don't know what else will. He will find some yards in the receiving game here. Will get us 8. And on 2nd and short, we'll bring out Turbin. Short yardage specialist, get some decent blocks, and he'll get the yardage needed. Up close to midfield, just a couple yards shy. Try to set up some amount of a slant route, and Justin Ross couldn't quite find it. Again, great coverage there by number 31. Off the top of my head, can't think of a linebacker that wears that number, so he might be a draftee of this universe. I'm not sure. We'll have to check on that at a later point. Let's see if we can get a jet sweep. Stoner, try to get down the sideline. A nice little extension there will get us the 1st. You know, the guy doesn't have burners, but if he has good vision, it could really help out a lot. It would also really be nice if Simi Fehoko wasn't being covered by Trayvon Diggs. So we're going to roll out here. Matt Ryan going to look for Manny Fox, who will get his 2nd catch of the day, maybe 3rd. Gets us inside the red zone, that's for sure. And we'll send Huntley and his offensive group back out there. Look for some more read options. Honestly, it wasn't great, but we'll get what we can with Hales. We'll power forward, get 4. Coincidentally, that'll also send us into the fourth, where we still need 4 touchdowns without giving up a single point. If we do give up a single point, it would be tied at that point. But the main focus, or point if you will, of that is that we need a lot of points to score. To win. Honestly, I would even take a tie, as we're going to have Brock Wright leak out to the backside, and Trayvon Diggs knocks it away. Honestly, just getting bullied around at this point, as they're going to come out with a double A-gap look here on 3rd and 6. We send the slant routes, and that's going to be a sack by Parsons. And on 4th and 17, I mean, why not go for it? Try to get something. Simi Fehoko knocked away. Another turnover on downs. Well, at this point, I'm very curious to hear who you guys think the offensive player of the game is. As there's a nice tackle by Monty Rice, brings down Elliott at the original line of scrimmage. Honestly, if we could just have one of our defensive guys get a touchdown, they would probably be our offensive player of the game, as Monty Rice is almost back there for a sack. If you ask me, should be counted as a sack fumble, but Dak able to throw out of it. It's also an incompletion, though. I think 2nd of the day, so there is that, as Zeke has some space here, but tuck and rolls. We'll just go ahead and send it into a 4th down and a punt. Well, honestly, in a pretty miserable showing by our offense, I just think the first person to score, no matter if they're on offense, defense, special teams, I think they're going to be our offensive player of the week. You know, even if it's just a field goal that we get, I think they will be our offensive player, as we throw out just-in-time Parsons with another devastating hit on our quarterbacks. Pretty much all of them have the player icon in the yellow or worse, so not much we could do, as we hand this one off to Borghi, who will get us a 1st down. And if no one scores, maybe Borghi is our offensive player of the game. He's at least been as consistent as he could possibly be. Nice throw there by Huntley. Will find Justin Ross. I think that was his first catch of the game, as we go immediately into hurry up. See if perhaps we could get Campbell right down the seam. It does open up for him. Campbell with a catch, with a touchdown. If nothing else happens in this game, I said the first person to score would be our offensive player of the week. Right now, it's Alton Campbell. All right, defense. I'm not saying it's a game again, but you could possibly make it so. If we could get a quick stop, and once again, Zeke tucking and rolling. We'll bring up a 2nd and 6 as they come out with a 3 tight end set, all of them to that right-hand side. Go the run down the middle. Cashman there to try to slow up Zeke, and he glitches forward. Is the only way I could describe that. We'll end up becoming a 3rd and inches instead, when it felt like it was definitely going to be something a lot more manageable for us. Basically, already looks like a 1st down if they just snap the ball and don't move. We send the blitz, and you could definitely argue for some pass interference there by Amadi on Schultz, which that ball was intended for, but they don't call it. Defense gets the stop. But now this becomes a situation where we have the possibility of maybe making this a thing late. We need to score extremely quickly and be cautious of the stoppage of time, which I guess helps with Parsons slapping that down in our face. So 2nd and 10. Anything better here? I really wish I knew what the release advantage was, if there was one, for Ross over on the outside there. We might need to go at that if we can. Let's see if we could even get the pass off. 3rd and 10, we'll switch quarterbacks. Ryan out. 4 receivers out. As they do bring a bit of a blitz, we throw across the middle, and not a great choice there for Matt Ryan. But I guess at this point, we're just taking whatever we can. Come out here in an empty set. 4th and 10. Basically a 4th and game, but we're going to find Alton Campbell, who just happens to scoop that off the ground, keeping this drive alive. Maybe keeping the game alive. Honestly, it might already be dead, but going for stats, I guess, now. As Simi Fehoko has the release over Trayvon Diggs, who holds him late. I'm sure they'll call DPI. And just like that, we're down to the 12. A little bit of preseason Trayvon Diggs, as that pass not thrown very well, but luckily not intercepted in bounds. So we still have a chance to score if we don't squander it. 2nd and 10. Sand this one off to Borghi, who has some space. Not able to get the juke back. We're going to have to go into hurry up here. We don't have much time to spare. 3rd and 3, a few seconds left here before the 2-minute warning. Gonna have to roll out here with Huntley. Toss this one out late, gonna find Manny Fox, who falls in. Not saying there's gonna be a comeback, but we have halved our deficit. Well, if there's ever a time for the Cowboys to be the Cowboys, I would surely appreciate it to be right now. As Zeke finds some space and we whiff on a bunch of tackles. I should have just went for the onside kick, apparently. They would have been at the exact same spot. But now, under 2 minutes left, we do have all 3 timeouts. We essentially need a forced turnover here just about immediately. Not gonna get one there. Timeout called. A big hit on Zeke in the backfield. I've seen it force fumbles before. We're not getting it on this play, but a nice tackle in open field. Cashman once again. Now a 3rd and 5. Do they hand it off to Zeke once more? Or do they pop a pass, perhaps to Schultz, who's come up big for him several times today? Instead, Zeke gets them the first, barely. And that'll pretty much be game. Well, we tried to make things interesting late. Unfortunately, we just were not able to overcome our early mistakes. Those early turnovers ended up being costly. Besides that, though, the yardage, not a whole lot different. So there was a potential way of coming out of this game with a win. But I am interested to read, see, hear who you guys think was the offense and defensive player of the week. Again, let me know down in the comment section below. Those cards will be out shortly after the video, or maybe like a day or 2 or so. At least I try to post them about the day after. But next episode will be against a 92 offense and 87 defense for a 98 overall Philadelphia Eagles. They did not lose in this episode. They won, but the Giants lost. So we now sit behind both of them by only 2 games. So hopefully by the end of the year, we're not sitting at the bottom of the NFC East. That's the goal. Not a lofty one, but that is the goal. So make sure you guys stick around, hit that subscription button down below, or you can tap my bear icon on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. And make sure you tap the bell icon to be notified of when my videos go live. This series is posted every Monday and Thursday. The state-only challenge, which there should be a new one that started last Saturday. So make sure you guys check that one out as well if you haven't already seen it. Those videos posted every Wednesday and Saturday, with the new FIFA My Career posted every Tuesday and Friday. So we're now up to 6 videos a week. That's a lot considering, no, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so make sure you guys are leaving the channel lots of love. And let me know, like I said, who you guys think were the offensive and defensive players of the week. And until next time, where we'll have another tough challenge ahead of us. We'll see you guys later. Bye.